Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we are diving into the 5 best ways to set up your Trello board in less than 10 minutes. So, if you're new to Trello, it is a powerful project management tool that uses boards, lists, and cards to help you organize tasks and collaborate efficiently. Now, to get the most out of this tutorial, I recommend watching this video at 1.25 speed to get an overview, then rewatching it to take detailed notes. So let's quickly preview the 5 tricks we'll be covering. So we have create and organize your list, customize your Trello board background, define and customize labels, add detailed description cards, and enable configure power-ups. Now to get started, just head onto your Trello and log in onto your account. So we're currently onto my workspace already, which is named Test Workspace. Let's go ahead and create a new board to get started. Since our first step in here is to create and organize your list, so we need to set up our board first. So if you click on to create a new board, it will ask you to add in your background, add in a board title. Let's name this my board. And also it will ask you to which workspace you want to add this. Since we have this at test workspace, let's leave it like that. Choose a visibility for that and click on to create. And right after that, it is now time to set up the backbone of your Trello board, which is the list. List will help you organize tasks into different stages of your workflow. So common examples for this are ideas, to do, in progress, and done. So let's add that list in here. We'll start with ideas. You'll just need to click onto add list right after we choose or add to do, in progress, and lastly we have done. So you'll just need to click onto add list, and as you can see we have set up our list already in here. So it will create a few lists that will match your workflow once you click on to add another list in here. And this list will help you track tasks from conception to completion. So taking the time to think through your workflow and set up appropriate lists will save you time and effort later on. Now, Trello also gives you an option to go ahead and organize the list that you have. So if you don't want ideas to be here onto the left side, then you could just simply click onto this and hold this and then move this around the board. So you could do the same thing onto all of the lists that you have in here. So feel free to go ahead and experiment or make sure to add them onto your preference so that it would be easier for you to organize all of the things that you have onto your board. So onto each list, you could also add in some card for that. So let's add card one and click on to add. So these are the things that you could also move through different lists in here. So for example, into your ideas, you have that one already in here. Then you can move it to do or in progress if this one is actually going already or if it is working already, and click or hold this to drag this to done once that specific task is already complete. Depending on your project, you might need more lists. For example, you could add in waiting for review for tasks that needs to be checked by others, or on hold for tasks that are needed to be paused. And some tips for organizing this: you need to be consistent in naming. Use clear, concise names for your list to avoid confusion. Order matters, so it needs to be arranged like what we did earlier in a logical order that reflects your workflow. So typically left to right. So you start here, then here. Two is the most intuitive, moving from ideas to done and adjust as needed. Don't be afraid to tweak your list as your project evolves. Flexibility is a key to maintaining an efficient workflow. So just take your time to set up and organize your list properly to ensure a smoother workflow and better project management. And now, let's move into another task or another thing that you should do, which is to customize your Trello board background. So let's make your board visually distinctive by customizing the background for this. So a unique background not only makes your board more appealing, but also it helps in quickly identifying it among other boards. So if you remembered earlier, while we're trying to create our own board in here, we've got the option to choose a background for that, and we have chosen this gradient purple to pink background. But if you have set up this already and you want to change this, then this is the best way to do that. Now to go ahead and change the background, you'll just need to go to the menu on the right hand side. So here onto the upper right, you should be able to see the 3 dots. Click onto this, and if you scroll here, you should be able to find and change background, and you could see a preview on what background we're currently in already. So simply click onto that, and as you can see, we have photos, colors, and custom. So you could add your own background color in here, or you could add your own photos, and also you could choose a solid color, one of Trello's provided images, or upload your own. So let's try to browse onto the provided images by Trello. So here are some. We have flowers. So you could actually match the background that you have onto the theme that you're going on. So for example, if you're working on a project related to flowers, you'll just need to search flowers in here. And these photos are actually by Unsplash. So you'll just need to click onto which one you think would fit best onto your design. So for example, this one. So as you can see, it will upload right after you click onto this, and it will go ahead and try to change the background that you have onto your board. So let's try out as well colors in here. So if you click onto this, there are different themes. So if you don't like photos in here, so if you think these are distracting, then you could go ahead and try to choose any of the colors in here so that it will be easier for you to go ahead and view your board. So there are solid colors as well. And you could opt for a gradient if you'd like to. Now to upload your own or to add in a custom, just click onto the plus icon. Then it will give you an option to browse onto your different files. So you'll just need to go ahead and add in your own background here. So for example, I want to use this, click onto open, and then right after it will go ahead and upload, and you'll just need to wait for this one. Now, once it is completely uploaded, then you should be able to see that one directly onto your board. Now, if you hover this onto its bottom part, there are a lot of options in here, such as you could choose its display type if you want to have this onto cover. So this one is on cover. And if you want to have this on tile, then it should look something like this. You could also adjust the board text in here for light and dark, and you could also delete the background for that. So we'll choose this for cover, and this is how it looks like. So a well-chosen background can really make a significant difference, especially when using Trello on mobile devices. It will help you easily locate and differentiating your board. Now head on to the other way that we need to do onto our Trello is to define and customize labels. If you're not familiar with labels on Trello, these are essential for categorizing and prioritizing tasks. So Trello will allow you to customize labels with colors and names, providing a visual way to manage your task. So you'll just need to click onto any card in here. So let's have this card back here on ideas. Simply click onto that and you should be able to find an option that says labels. So click onto this, and as you can see, you could search labels for this or add in some labels. So I don't have any label as of the moment right now, but to go ahead and add in a label, you'll just need to click onto the stylus onto the right side of it to edit this. So you could provide a name onto that label like prioritize. So if this specific card is a priority, name this priority, and then you'll have an option also to select a color for that. So for prioritizing card, I think red is the right color for that. You could also remove the color and click on to save. So you could also edit some in here like least priority. You could also choose another color for that like yellow and click on to save. Now you could label the card in here. If this one is priority, click onto that. And as you can see, you could see that this one is urgent, and you should be able to see that one outside of the card as well. Now, a well-defined label in here will help your team understand the status and priority of tasks at a glance. This will enhance communication and efficiency onto your card. Now, the next step or way is to add detailed description of cards. So we have seen an overview already earlier when we are trying to add a label onto what you could see when you click a card. So before adding task cards, consider adding description cards at the top of each list. So these cards will act as a guide explaining what kind of tasks belong in each list. So since we've added a label that this one is priority, let's click onto that again. And this is what it looks like. So we've added a label to its priority. And since we have named this card one, we need to add a description on what card one is all about. So you could add in a description, just click onto that. You'll just need to type in here what you need to say onto this card. Like this card is important, just like that. So you also have different text settings in here. Just click on to save in that one. So you could also add in a member to work onto this one. Just click onto that. And then we changed the label already earlier. You could add in some checklists as well that are needed to be done onto this card, like task 1, task 2, and task 3. And right after that, you could automatically check onto each checklist once you have done that specific task. Add in some due date as well in here or dates. Add in some attachment or link. Update its cover. And you could also add in some comments in here. Or your team can comment onto this specific card. They could add in, we'll work on it. Click on save, and they could also go ahead and edit this comment, delete this, and they could also reply onto this one. So this step ensures clarity and consistency, especially when collaborating with others who may not be familiar with your workflow. And lastly, in here, we have enable and configure power ups. So if you scroll down in here, you should be able to find in power ups. Click onto this to add some. So these are additional features that can supercharge your board. Here are some of the featured power ups that are available in here. This will go ahead and help you to your task accordingly. So we're gonna choose each one in here or one that is very important, such as this Google Drive. So you could access your Drive files for a project directly from its card or create and attach a new drive to the card. So you'll just need to add this and it will go ahead and help you add your Google Drive links onto your card. So if you add that one in here, it will be automatically detected, and setting up these power ups before inviting team members will ensure that all the necessary tools are in place for an efficient workflow. So there are a lot of power ups that are available in here. Just feel free to browse onto which one will be applicable onto your workflow. And there you have it, the 5 best ways to set up your Trello board in less than 10 minutes. Creating an organizing list, customizing the background, defining and customizing label, adding detailed description cards, and enabling and configuring your power up. What are your go-to steps when setting up a new Trello board? You could share your tips in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, then don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and we'll see you on to our next video.